I pray that all is well with you all. Everything is truly well here with me. Excuse me if it is a little bit messy. I'm working on cleaning up the room, working on actually repainting down here, repainting the studio and changing everything up. So there's a lot of stuff that's messy. There's a lot of marker and writing on the wall and everything that I'm about to paint over. And I just don't want in the backgrounds of these videos. Y'all work with me, but it don't even matter anyways, because I'm gonna give y'all this message. What I have here is, I would like to talk about something that's extremely important, right? I've been talking about God a lot, because that's the importance. That's what truly it matters for the uplifting of our people here in the United States of America and all over the world. Actually holding on to that faith in God and actually being God-fearing, right? Actually abiding by what it is that is truth and not what it is that man is made up and man is contorted. There are, as y'all are seeing from either the thumbnail or the title of this video, there are 5 principles. And these are the 5 highest principles known to man. And there's only one way that peace can be achieved on this earth. And that is if these 5 principles are being taught and practiced by every nation. And when we talk about like the good news, the gospel, you find these 5 principles all over the gospel. To me, these 5 principles are the gospel. This is the saving power. This is what it takes for us to be uplifted as people. These are the principles that we need to uphold. These are the most important principles to uphold. And it goes like this. The first principle is love. You can't get anywhere else. Everything stems off of love. Principle itself stems off of love. We are the spirit of love, right? Our spirit is love. So when we move with this love already is a frequency, it's a vibration, it's an energy. But love is not just, lovey-dovey, kindness and everything, because love can be tough, right? There's no tough love. Love just can be tough. But when you do things out of love, it's already a different energy to it. When you have genuine intentions, when you have genuine energy, when you have genuine love, genuine care for your brother, for the other creatures that Allah has made. This is the first principle and the first step. And it is one of the most important, if not the most important. And this is the first of the 5 highest principles, right? I have on here a few notes. And there's so many different types of love, right? We have filial love. We have romantic love. And filial love too, by the way, is the love of a child, right? The love of your children, the love that you receive from your children. That's filial love. And then we have romantic love, or partnership love, or affectionate love, right? The love between you and your spouse, you and your significant other, that kind of love. Then we have gratitude, right? Gratitude is a kind of love. Then we have benevolence. And benevolence is a kind of love, and etc. Again, on the point of tough love, that's when we talk about tough love, we're looking at some kind of admonition, some kind of correction, some kind of reality check that you can give to somebody because you know that you can receive tough love. And again, love is just tough. So I use that phrase, and I'll continue to use it because I'm not going to sit here and argue the semantics of it. But love is tough. So when someone is giving tough love, that's just love. It's not like a harder side of love. It's still love. But they're able to freely give you that kind of admonition. They're able to reprove you with that kind of freedom. They're able to give you a reproof with freedom. Right? They're able to give you a friendly admonition. Love is one of the biggest things. It is the first of the 5 highest principles is love. And so there's one thing to remember, and I got it written over here. I had this whiteboard posted up, but I took all the posters down. I was about to repaint. Love is not a transaction, it's a gift, right? True love is unconditional. Because blessed are the pure in heart, because they will love and not demand love in return. So true love is unconditional. Now, when I talk about, because again, people will talk about unconditional love in relationships. I'm not saying relationships don't have, your bond with somebody may have conditions. That doesn't mean that your love is conditional, but that means that your commitment may be conditional. And there's a difference, right? I can love you unconditionally, but you have some traits, you may have some errors, you may have something about you that I don't want to commit a relationship to, right? That doesn't mean I don't love you, how you are, who you are, but a relationship may be conditional. So that's the first of the 5 principles. The second is truth. Think about this as well as I go down this list. How do we practice these things? Right? How do we practice love? And that's what I put down: filial love, romantic love. So now truth, how do we practice truth? Some notes that I have here is truth does not change, right? Truth doesn't change or pass away. Truth is that which was, is, and evermore will be. The same truth 2,000 years ago is the same truth today. The same truth 10,000 years ago is the same truth today. That's why you can look at so many things in Proverbs and Psalms in the time of Jesus and the time of Muhammad, and you can look at it and you look at today and you say, these are the exact same people. I'm even aware of, I believe, a hadith of Muhammad that talks about having a fear that people will turn out like the same people as Sodom and Gomorrah. Because if you look into the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, they were doing all kinds of promiscuous activities and selling themselves sexually to gods and doing this and, all of this crazy stuff. And then you look today, right now, 2023 America, and you see the same thing. Truth is that which does not change or pass away, right? And there's a difference between truth and facts. Because facts can change. Truth cannot change. So if it's changing, it's not truth. Understanding that the only truth, and you see the way that it manifests, but the only truth is the spirit, right? The only truth is the breath. The only truth is the Holy Spirit, the holy breath, however you may want to call it. That is the only truth, Allah. This flesh is the falsehood. You understand? So practicing truth to me is practicing that which God has given us through his prophets, right? And also meditation, focusing on the breath, being present, right? Detaching from worldly things, being that which is the only truth. Aligning yourself with that breath, with that which is the only truth. That's love and truth. And then the next one we have is peace. How do we practice peace? I'm going to talk about Islam because Islam is peace. Obedience to the will of Allah. Obedience to the will of God. Submission. Being a Muslim means submission. And really, truly, it doesn't matter what religion that you have somebody in. If they're talking about submission, they're talking about Islam. They may call themselves Christians, they may call themselves Jews, they may call themselves Hindus, they may call themselves Buddhists, they may call themselves Sikh, they may call themselves whatever. But when people are talking about true submission to the will of God, you're talking about Islam. You're talking about a Muslim. It doesn't matter what kind of customs and ceremonies and forms they do. Something that I believe is that obedience to his precepts, obedience to the precepts of Allah is happiness to yourself. Obedience to his precepts is happiness to yourself. Something too that we learn in life is that submission and obedience are our lessons of life, and peace and happiness are the reward. It goes in terms of submitting to what is written in his law, right? What is written in his word, whether it be the word of Christ that you may find in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, whether it be what you find written in the Holy Quran of Mecca, whether it be what you find written in the Bhagavad Gita, because every person, all people are supposed to worship under their own vine and fig tree. It comes from obeying what is written, obeying the word that he has given to his prophet, obeying the instructions in the law, that he has given, but also when you make that, when you drill that in until it is a part of every part, when you make that your life, when you start living that in your everyday life, you're making choices, you're making decisions, right? You're using your discretion. And God, like I said before, Allah is within. You have that higher self. Allah speaks to you through your higher self, right? He is looking through your eyes, watching your life go by through your eyes. So he gives the discretion, the discernment. He gives you orders and decisions, orders on decisions based on what you're going through and what he knows is correct for you. When you submit yourself to his choices in your life, then you are really in peace. Then you are really obeying and submitting. Not just by the letter of the book, but also by his personal discretion that you receive from him, that he gives to you. That is a part of the submission and the obedience as well. So the next one is freedom. That's the fourth one. The next one is freedom. So how do we practice freedom? The notes that I got here is free expression, right? Sincerity, an open heart, and saying what is on your mind. Being able to use your five senses. Sincerity is one of the biggest things. Sincerity is extremely important as a virtue for your freedom. Because when you are sincere, you are free. When you're not sincere, you feel constrained, you feel held back. You don't feel free. You don't have freedom of expression. You don't have an open heart. But when you're sincere with yourself, you are truly free. So think about that and ponder on that. When we talk about freedom, and I'm talking about freedom of expression, the virtue that is necessary is sincerity. And the fifth highest principle known to man, because we are for love, truth, peace, freedom. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Justice is the fifth highest principle known to man. And so things that I got here is honesty, right? Being just is being honest. Being sincere is being just. Being honest is being just. Not stealing or cheating someone is being just. Not deceiving or lying to someone is being just. Upholding the laws and the instructions given by Allah is being just. When you see somebody outside of the law, when you see somebody going against the word of God, correcting them is being just. That is enforcing justice. If they go against the peace, if they go against the love, if they go against the truth, if they go against the freedom, that's enforcing justice. Or within yourself, you are bringing up the spirit of justice if you are holding yourself back from love, truth, peace, and freedom. The last thing I'm going to say on this too is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice are all the five highest principles known to man. And these principles are great attributes of Allah. These are great attributes of God. And like I said before, God, he is within. Allah is within. So his attributes, we manifest. We exert his attributes. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice is expressed through us. We express the love of Allah. We express the truth of Allah. We express the peace of Allah. We express the freedom of Allah. We express the justice of Allah. It's not just that these are measly words. These words hold great weight because these are high principles. The highest principles that you find associated with every prophet, with every true and divine prophet. Thank you for coming by for this video. I pray that this reached somebody. I pray that this message got to you and that you received it well. Peace and love.